5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision's The Week That Was, covering the news and events for the week ending Friday, November 8th, 2019. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Troy University has a strong history of working with the military, including the fact that 3 of its Alabama campuses were born from a relationship with military bases. And this week, Troy's relationship with the military has been recognized nationally. Stuart Bradley has the story.
Troy University has been ranked in the top 20 universities in the country as being best for vets by the Military Times news organization. The ranking is based on a school-by-school assessment of veteran and military student services and rates of academic achievement. As a chancellor and veteran himself, Dr. Jack Hawkins says he understands the need to assist military families.
I know the importance of higher education opportunities to those people on active duty and the people who complete their active duty and come into the civilian community. For Troy University to be recognized as among the top 20 universities in America for service to military personnel and veterans is, I think, is testimony to the commitment this university has made to our nation's defense and those people who really bear the burden for that. So we are very proud of those who serve. We're very proud to be in service to those who serve.
Some of the services Troy offers is the Troy for Troops Center to help vets transition into college life and a scholarship program designed to help military families financially.
We've created a scholarship that eliminates out-of-pocket cost for active duty personnel and their spouses. The military typically will offer a tuition assistance program, but beyond that, it's often the responsibility of the man or woman in uniform to pay above that rate. We've eliminated that, and we cover everything through the scholarship program that's above that tuition assistance.
And Hawkins says he has heard firsthand how that scholarship has led directly to veterans and their families getting a college degree.
We've had testimonials from around the world from people in service who say this made it possible for me to continue my education. And so it's really heartwarming when you see the difference that one program is making worldwide.
This past weekend, Troy University's Montgomery campus was home to an event celebrating the history of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the only event of this kind celebrating the organization in the United States. Carissa Justice has more from our Montgomery News Bureau.
Troy University, in partnership with the Alabama World Affairs Council, hosted the NATO conference on the Troy University Montgomery campus Saturday morning. NATO, or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, a military alliance between 29 North American and European countries, had its 70th anniversary just earlier this year. And this conference gave an opportunity to look back and reflect on the past 7 decades of the alliance.
It's really a strategic look at where the alliance has been, where is it now, and what does the future hold for it. And we've got people from all over. We have NATO member nations, we have people from Air University, we have students, we have civilians. It's just a great crowd.
And one of those panelists talked about what his discussion was focused on.
Overall concept of what hybrid warfare is as a term that has kind of evolved since about a decade ago when it was kind of first really picking up speed, and then how it's evolved since the annexation of Crimea by Russia, and what NATO's response is going to be to that.
And Schnaufer believes the NATO conference is a wonderful opportunity to discuss topics of complex nature.
Discussion is the only way to really hash them all out. I mean, one person sitting in a room reading a book is not going to be able to solve these type of problems. They're very technical as well, so you need people who understand policy but also understand kind of the back workings of what a cyber attack looks like within the computer systems.
And although the alliance began 70 years ago, Gavan believes it is still relevant today.
The alliance has continued to adapt But one of the important ways that it continues to adapt is by conversations like this, where people can get together and talk about the relevance and what NATO can do to meet that. New times demand new strategies, and those are being discussed here.
The World Affairs Council's next event will be a discussion on trade wars and the impact of tariffs. In Montgomery, Carissa Justice, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The Trojan warrior statue is one of the most recognized pieces of art on campus. That piece is bronze, but the artist responsible for it primarily works with wood. Larry Strickland also has a Trojan made of wood on display in Trojan Arena, and it's his work similar to that piece which will be the focus of an exhibit in Troy's International Arts Center. Brady Talbert has more.
Artist Larry Strickland brings life to dead wood. An exhibit on his sculptures made from driftwood is on display in Troy's International Arts Center. From archers to angels, Strickland says the wood's natural form helps him decide on its sculpted form.
And it kind of lets me know what it's going to be. I don't go out looking for an angel or a female figure or anything like that. When I see it, I go, oh, that's what it is. You know, this is what it's going to be. So it's an ego-less approach.
Strickland says it can take years for him to finish one of his wood sculptures, including many of his works in this exhibit. But he says the chance to show his work has helped him finish many of his dormant works.
I will start a piece, and it's kind of like looking at clouds. I'll see something, and then I start finding pieces that fit to it, and it may take a year or two. Some of these pieces take 10 years to carve. I'm in no rush. I just want to finish it eventually. This exhibit gave me a kind of a push to finish some of the pieces I'd started. I had some pieces that were standing around a few years, and I didn't have the push to finish them, so this show helped me finish some of them.
Even though he carves into the wood, Strickland says he tries to keep it as close to its natural form as he can, adding that nature plays a big part in helping him decide his next piece.
Rough against finish. I think Michelangelo in his later years was starting to see the power of finish with rough, and that's what I'm trying to do. I only bring out enough that I see of what I see in the wood, then I bring out just that, and I let the natural patinas and the natural weathering work for me. And so as we speak now, right here, I've got pieces being carved by the creeks and the rivers and the growth of the tree.
Having something stolen from you is rarely ever good, but what about when it's in your identity? 2 reports of identity theft have been recently filed at the Troy University Police Station, and police say it's becoming more common. Brady Talbert spoke with the University Police Chief for tips on how students can protect themselves.
Within the past week and a half, 2 police reports were filed by the Troy University Police Department involving the identity theft of students. The first involved stolen credit card numbers after a student noticed spending under their name. The second involved a prepaid Trojan credit card, which a student got through their university refund. After receiving a fraudulent notice that their account was hacked, they were advised by the hacker to transfer the money to a different account, where the money was swiped. Police say this is a common trend nowadays.
It's fairly often, believe it or not, and it's becoming more rampant as the internet becomes easier accessible, I guess, for people.
You know those spam emails you receive? Police Chief John McCall says not to click them. He also advises against using public Wi-Fi when accessing a sensitive website such as your bank account. And speaking of your bank account, make sure to monitor your credit card spending.
Don't let it ride and don't think, okay, there's 2 or 3 little small transactions today because tomorrow there may be a huge transaction. So don't let it sit. Come to us immediately and contact your bank as soon as you see something that doesn't look right.
The 2 recent incidents of identity theft are alarming to the university. Dean of Student Services Herbert Reeves hopes students will educate themselves on how to protect their identity.
People are trying to scam people for money, and college students a lot of times, they fall victim to these scams. And so, like I say, we're just really trying to reach out to them, ask them to be, pay particular attention to these type of things.
If you think you are a victim of identity theft, McCall advises you to contact your bank so it can begin monitoring your account. He then asks you to reach out to the police department to file a report. Brady Talbert, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The freshman branch of the Student Government Association, called Freshman Forum, spent Thursday educating the next generation of leaders. High school students from across the Southeast gathered at Troy for the group's annual leadership conference, which informs students on how to enter the professional world. Brady Talbert was there.
No matter where they are from, high school students from around Alabama and parts of Florida came to Troy University Thursday for a common cause: to learn about being leaders within their schools.
It's teaching them leadership skills that they can use not only in high school but also in the future in college. Hopefully it will draw them into Troy and just kind of show them what Troy has to offer.
The freshman branch of the Student Government Association, also known as Freshman Forum, hosted its annual high school leadership conference Thursday. 20 schools and 320 students were in attendance. Attendees could pick between workshops focusing on communication and interviewing, maintaining a professional social media presence, time management, and more. High school student Katie Mixon says she plans to apply the skills she learned in the interviewing seminar.
As a senior, you have to be able to be prepared for scholarship interviews, for class interviews. I'm about to go out on my own, so I have to be able to have stuff for a job.
Alongside workshops, students also had the chance to have some fun.
We do icebreakers with them, get them all warmed up so that way they're all energetic and they can get used to the day. Later on, we'll meet up with the tour guides and we'll take them on a little tour with Troy and just kind of let the kids get to know like a first-hand person at Troy.
Co-conference director Amari McCreary says the event took months of planning.
It's actually very exciting to see our hard work pay off and knowing that we did it together. And it's kind of like sentimental knowing that we did it and had all our delegates also help us. And it's just been a great experience.
While the high school leadership conference wrapped up after 2 o'clock, Freshman Forum says the skills taught at the event can be applied for many years to come. Brady Talbert, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll see some of the homecoming fun that took place on campus this week. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
It was homecoming week all this week at Troy University, and while the big competition is on the football field, there were a number of other events student groups were engaged in throughout the week for some friendly competition, including one that could help save a life. Hannah Littleton shows us how.
Wednesday, Troy University's Student Government Association partnered with the American Red Cross, giving students an opportunity to donate blood. Hannah Cooper, the head coordinator for this event, makes sure the process is as seamless as possible.
So I've done a lot of the kind of working behind the scenes to get everything set up, been in contact with the Red Cross to get them here, get everything that they needed situated, make sure volunteers are here. So now everything's kind of done and it's running. I'm helping sign in and sign out people just to kind of make sure that everything's moving efficiently if they need any sort of like drinks or snacks while they're giving blood.
Although a very simple job, one volunteer plays a key role in taking care of donors.
I've already seen a lot of people, they were gonna faint out. We just provide them support, and after they are done with blood donating, they can come here, grab a snack, get a drink.
People on the receiving end of these blood donations won't be the only ones benefiting. It's an annual homecoming tradition that the Student Government Association puts together a competition between organizations here on campus. Adding a competitive edge is a way to bring more students through these doors.
So 20% of their organizations give, they get points added towards their homecoming score. And so at the end of the week, this kind of helps them out, gives them that little boost when it comes to placing in homecoming.
A Troy alumna came back to campus to donate. She talks about how easy it is to give.
Any way that you can help somebody, I don't see why you wouldn't if you're capable of doing it. So, I mean, all you have to do is walk over to TC and get stuck with a needle. So, you know, I'm willing to do that if it'll help somebody.
Every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. is in need of blood. One student's donation has the potential to save 3 lives. Hannah Littleton, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Homecoming week is an exciting time at Troy University with plenty of opportunities to make some memories. However, Wednesday, Troy students had the chance to capture a moment that will last forever by snapping a pic for the yearbook. Khaleesi Bai has the story.
Say cheese. On Wednesday, the Palladium offered students a chance to take a picture for the 2019-2020 yearbook.
So today's picture day, and students and faculty alike are both able to come out and get their picture taken for free and enter for a chance to win gift card raffles.
The photo day is a great opportunity for students to get their pictures into the yearbook. You only need a few steps and you will see your portrait in the yearbook.
So the process is you just come up to the table, you fill out the little photographer's card, you hand it to the photographer and he takes your picture. If you're a part of a Greek organization, you just write your name on a clipboard and we will turn those in for your Greek organization points for homecoming.
If you are not on campus, you also can
submit a photo to, I think it's palladium@troy.edu. Just send a high resolution photo to that email and we will put them in a submitted photo section. So this will include like online students or students in our Dothan or Montgomery Phoenix City campuses. So just about, we're trying to include every Troy student in the book.
If you missed your opportunity to join this fall photo day, mark your calendars for the spring so you could be included in the next year. Khaleesi Bai, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Family Feud is one of the most popular and longest-running TV game shows of all time. And Thursday night, Troy students got the chance to play the feud Trojan style. Jessica Phillips has the story.
During homecoming week, many organizations host events as another way for students to be involved on campus. Black Exceeding, an organization started by 3 Troy University students, hosted a Family Feud game night Wednesday for students.
Black Succeeding is basically an organization that me, Tam, and Tia created. We're the co-founders. We started about a year ago, and it's basically an organization to try and get like-minded individuals to bond within their majors and do events like we did tonight.
Other campus organizations like MPHC, NAACP, and Elite Men and Women also participated in a Family Feud game night, from categories ranging from what's the best food on campus to what's in a college starter pack. Some answers still surprise students.
Tonight's event was a way for us to get a portion of the student population together during this homecoming week. Troy's mission is for Trojans one and all to come together, and so that's kind of one thing we wanted to do.
For more events hosted by Black Exceeding, follow them on Instagram at blacks_exceeding. Jessica Phillips, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll get a glimpse of some international flavor at Troy University in the past week. That's coming up right after this, so stay tuned.
At Troy University, we offer military students more than just flexibility and convenience. We offer top-ranked programs that are an investment in your future. And like the military, you'll be part of something. A powerful network of more than 158,000 alumni worldwide. And we will be with you all the way. Proudly serving our military since 1950. Trojan Warriors, one and all.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Troy University's Indian students had the chance to share one of their home country's biggest holidays last Friday, an event held in the Trojan Center ballrooms. Hannah Littleton has the story.
Friday night, students, faculty, and people from all over came to celebrate Diwali, the Festival of Lights. The festival showcased traditional Bollywood-style dancing, song pieces, music, and more. The event, hosted by the Indian Student Association, had a turnout of over 70 guests from all walks of life.
I've never experienced anything like this before, so I was just really shocked at all the beautiful scenery.
My favorite part is dress up in traditional clothes, get ready, and do the crackers and have some yummy food.
As you can see behind me, guests are helping themselves to traditional Indian cuisine. You can smell the food in the air, and guests are coming together and showing just what Diwali is all about. Diwali symbolizes the victory of light over darkness, good over evil. The Hindu Festival of Lights is typically celebrated for 5 days over gifts, prayers, food, and fireworks.
The favorite part was it was happening, because the thing is, as I stated before, like, this is not an event, this is a celebration, and everyone was feeling it as a celebration because of the hosting, maybe because of the cultural dance, because of the lights, because of the music.
The president of the Indian Student Association says they wanted to bring Diwali here to share their culture with others and to show Indian students at the university a home away from home. Hannah Littleton, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Different countries often have different types of entertainment, and that holds true for China. Troy students had the chance to learn about some traditional Chinese games and a hands-on lesson. Cauley Bai has the story.
Have you thought about what is the entertainment of Asian people without electronic devices? The teachers of the Confucius Institute introduced us to traditional Chinese games on Thursday.
We have prepared 5 games altogether. One is 踢毽子, that means to kick the shuttlecock, and then 斗空竹, and 空竹 is also a very traditional Chinese game. It has a long history, and in English it might be called Chinese yo-yo or diabolo, and also jump rope, playing table tennis.
Attendees not only experience different traditional Chinese games, but also learn some Chinese words. The Chinese Culture Club also has interesting activities next week.
We are going to have a table tennis tournament for men's singles and women's singles. And the time is from 5 to 7 p.m. on November the 7th. So welcome to join it.
The Chinese Culture Club has a program called Tea Talk. It is free and open to everyone. If you are interested in Chinese culture and want to make new friends, come join us at the Confucius Institute every Thursday afternoon. Cauley Bai, Troy, TrojanVision News.
While Halloween gets most of the attention around this time of year, there's another holiday that's picked up in popularity in recent years, especially with the release of the movie Coco, and that's the Day of the Dead. Traditionally Mexican holiday was celebrated on campus through some treats. Noah Peavy has the story.
One group of Troy students kept the Halloween spirit alive with a fundraiser today in the Trojan Center. Troy Spanish Club hosted a fundraiser and a raffle to raise money for needs throughout the year.
It's a fundraiser for Spanish Club. It goes towards funding our Spanish pizza nights, which is what we have at the end of every semester. We invite students of Spanish to come and get some free tutoring and also pick up free pizza, and it's a great time to come and learn grammatical concepts, prepare for oral exams, that kind of thing.
Beyond just a fundraiser, the Spanish Club wanted to teach students a little bit about the history of the Day of the Dead.
Dia de los Muertos traditionally has roots in Aztec death rituals and European pagan death rituals. In present day, it's a celebration that takes place over the course of 3 days, so October 31st, November 1st, and November 2nd. It includes All Souls Day and All Saints Day.
The Spanish Club will still have one more meeting before the semester ends.
Final Spanish Club meeting will be on November 18th at 4:30 in Patterson 303. We're going to be discussing our upcoming Spanish Future Study Night, which will be on December 2nd. And we're also going to be discussing the agenda for next semester.
For people interested in joining the Spanish Club, there are several different ways for them to get involved with the club.
So the best way to join Spanish Club is to contact me. I'm Spanish Club President, or any of my officers. And to do that, you can either go to Wright Hall and go upstairs into the office of the Modern Languages Department, talk to our secretary, you can talk to our advisor, Ms. Rachel Fournier, or also Dr. Kelly Suero.
You can also contact them on Facebook at Troy University Spanish Club. Dues are $10 for a full year and $5 for a semester. For Troy TrojanVision News, I'm Noah Peavy.
It's time for our last break. When we return, we'll meet a student who wants to use her artistic talents to teach others. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
You might start on a Troy campus or at your kitchen table. Wherever you start, you'll be more than a student. You'll be part of the Troy family, armed with the education, values, and skills you need to succeed. Ready to lead today's global workforce. No challenge will feel impossible. No dream will be out of reach, because we will be with you all the way. Trojan Warriors, one and all.
The Torah is the holy book of Judaism. With Judaism being one of the oldest religions in the world, it stands to reason there's some potentially old copies of the Torah out there. And one such copy was the topic of a lecture this week. Noah Peavy has the story.
Another installment in Troy University's Remnant Trust lecture series was held Tuesday afternoon. The topic was the Torah from India in the 17th century. The speaker was Rabbi Scott Kramer from Montgomery, who was brought in to speak on the Torah's importance in Jewish culture.
The Torah is very special to the Jewish people. It contains the 5 books of Moses in handwritten form. We read from this document in scroll form 4 times a week in our synagogue, and it's our guiding principles in life.
Beyond just the importance of the Torah, Kramer was thrilled to see an item this old still intact.
This is a very special and rare item of something that was probably used liturgically by the Cochin Jewish community in India in the 1600s.
Kramer also works at the Alabama Holocaust Commission with Dr. Chris Schaefer and Dr. Dan Puckett.
Dr. Schaefer thought of me as soon as the Remnant Trust came to Troy. And the fact that there was a Torah scroll there, he asked me to come down and speak on this.
The next Remnant Trust lecture will be November 12th at 4 p.m. in room 129 in Bibb Graves Hall. For Troy Trojan Vision News, I'm Noah Peavy.
In our last story tonight, Hannah Littleton introduces us to one Troy student who hopes to use her diverse interest in arts to help teach the next generation.
Who is Jamila Bell? Depending on who you might ask, the response may differ. But if you ask her,
a proliferator. I don't just like to make things, I like to impact people.
Like many artists, she uses her talents to communicate with the world, something she's been doing since a very early age.
I just remember not always having the language to say what I wanted to say as a kid, which I think we all go through that. So I always feel like I'm intaking information and other people's emotions and just lots of stuff. So I kind of have to proliferate. I kind of have to get stuff out, or else I don't know if I'd be able to function.
Belle expresses herself through writing, music, visual art, and her favorite medium at the moment, photography.
It's not about necessarily what I'm putting out there. It's also about me capturing another person. So I get to show them how I see them.
Belle has spent her last 2 summers in Boston, where she dedicates her time to teaching and mentoring young students. She says that one rewarding aspect of the job is being able to reach students at a deeper level.
In my view, when I'm talking, words are going and they've already gone out there and they're not coming back. But for them, it's they're just holding that net, waiting for the one statement that's really gonna change things for them. I remember having teachers who changed my perspective a lot when I was in grade school, and I can only hope to match some of that.
Through her experiences as both a teacher and student of life, she has kept with her one valuable lesson.
Humility is your ability to take a step back from just you, and that's more important than you channeling yourself into everything that you do.
Hannah Littleton, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
And that's the week that was. To find out what's happening on a daily basis, you can tune into Troy Trojan Vision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30 Monday through Friday, or follow us on Twitter at Troy TV News. Also, feel free to like our Trojan Vision News fan page on Facebook to see online content from Troy Trojan Vision News. Until next time, have a good week.